Political leader of the People's National Movement Tobago Council, Tracy Davidson-Celestine, is calling for the urgent engagement of the Prime Minister and Chief Secretary to have the Tobago governance situation resolved. At a media briefing at the PNM Tobago Headquarters on Tuesday, Mrs. Celestine said the present voting process at the Assembly would not bring about results, as both sides would not yield. The presiding officer determines who would be the chief secretary. Therefore, the PNM believes greater intervention is needed.
Right to the Prime Minister with a view to helping us to resolve this particular matter. And the matter is, one, ensuring that we can amend the Tobago House of Assembly Act to include certain clauses that will assist us in moving forward. And then, of course, out of the autonomy document, we spoke to having different boundaries in Tobago. Some have argued 13, but we have advanced 15.
Mrs. Celestine noted they would be heading back to the Assembly Legislature on Thursday, adding that while they stand with their nominee, Ms. Ingrid Melville, they are willing to be flexible and have no challenge in nominating another candidate for presiding officer. She told the media this would be Dr. Kern Johnson. The PNM political leader added that the PDP is acting on emotions and made a call to the PDP's leader to meet.
Calling on the PDP also for us to sit and determine the rules of engagement of this particular arrangement, because it makes no sense at this point in time to go well into the night to sit down to discuss a particular matter that will not change.
Meanwhile, the PNM Tobago political leader and former tourism secretary touched on the Zipline project for yet another time. She sought to clear the air once again and sent a message to the PDP's deputy political leader, Fali Augustine.
I am in no way directly involved in any mismanagement of any funding. And so I am calling on the deputy political leader of the PDP to clear my name. And if it is that he has any information linking me to anything untoward, let him bring it to the police.
Meanwhile, the Progressive Democratic Patriots is holding on to the voting process for a presiding officer. After Monday's meeting was suspended by the clerk of the Assembly just before noon, the PDP's assemblymen remained at the chamber as they held the view that the clerk did not carry out her duties according to law. Their action continued throughout the night into Tuesday morning as they spent over 24 hours at the chamber. The party's supporters turned up outside, lending support to them and cheering them on. Clad in Monday's wear, the PDP assemblyman told the media they were awaiting the arrival of the clerk to seek a meeting.
The matter is too urgent for us to only give it 1 hour. That this matter is too urgent for us to come once per week, as is suggested by the assemblyman for Bukumo Pleasure. That we come once per week and hash it out fully the two political leaders. This matter requires urgent action, and this must be the first and most immediate action.
The PDP deputy leader said if the PNM makes a second nomination, they would be willing to consider the candidate. People's National Movement's Tracy Davidson remains on the Executive Council of the Tobago House of Assembly. 3 former assemblymen and secretaries who did not run for another term in office, Jomo Pitt, Hayden Spencer, and Calvin Charles, were asked to resign by the Chief Secretary and did so on Monday. Chief Secretary Ansel Dennis, however, highlighted that this did not apply to Mr. Davidson as he joined the Assembly as councillor.
Some people are saying that I should resign. Some people are saying that I should not. The Chief Secretary has not called on me to resign. However, it is, again, a mature conversation that I'm willing to have. I was not born Tracy Davidson, Secretary of Infrastructure, Quarries and the Environment.
Mr. Davidson said he and his family have received social media threats on the matter.
I pray that you respect, persons respect office, respect the rule of law. And of course, let's stay away from letting our emotions get the better of us. I don't know that anyone genuinely wants to get rid of me physically, but those are the things that are coming out. And I really want to use this opportunity now for good sense to prevail.
Mr. Devines contested the Providence Mason Hall Mariah seat in the 2021 THA elections, but was defeated by the Progressive Democratic Patriots' Ian Pollard.